Yeah, now we are going to discuss about next topic. Next topic is fiscal policy. So, what is the fiscal policy? So, we are discussing about fiscal policy. Fiscal policy. Okay. So, fiscal policy is nothing but macroeconomic or microeconomic controversies arises where the role of government in the economy is increased. Government role in the economy is what called the fiscal policy in microeconomics and macroeconomics. So presence of government to regulate competition, to provide roads, to provide education, to distribution of income, applauded by those who believe a free market, is known as fiscal policy. Opponent of government intervention say it is a government, not the market, that perform badly. So that's why fiscal policy is very important for bureaucracy and efficient government policy making. So fiscal policies affect the government policy with respect to expenditure of expenditure of goods and services, and what is the unemployment, what is the allowances, what is the social security, and the transfer payment are payment made by government or provide sector without taking any goods and service in return. So what is the transfer payment, what government is providing in that also, for example scholarship, donation. So scholarship and donation, here also fiscal policy works very good, like providing a prominent role of government with respect to increasing aggregate expenditure of Keynesian economy. So yesterday we described about Keynesian economy. So because of that, like fiscal policy, the government is an important stakeholder in economy, and by this virtue require adequate attention, like what is the fiscal policy, what is the monetary policy, what are the channel of policy, what is the treasury of the government, what is the budget policy, and what is the tax behavior, and where is government spending. So government in the economy, what is the government? Okay, so government in the economy plays different role, gives scope to the power of local plus center, state plus center government. There are some matters over which they extend great control, like control over the redistribution, control over redistribution, like I can say Magnarega. Okay, Magnarega government hopes to redistribute income, putting additional income also, like poor rural households. So they are putting the income to their hands. Government has authority to decide who and what should be taxed and at which tax rate should be given the money. So tax revenue on the other hand is not subject to complete control of the government. Revenue from the personal income tax depends both personal tax rate and on the income of household sector also. And government expenditure depends both government decision, like Magnarega provides job to the unemployed people, and what government policy should be in recession period, and what should be like policy for unemployed worker. So what is the fiscal policy? Fiscal policy is a mean which government adjusts its spending level, like tax rates. Okay, government adjusting the tax rates and monitor the national economy. So what is the national economy? It's monitored by the government and reduce the poverty. That is the all about the fiscal policy. The government approach to the economy was laissez-faire. Okay, laissez-faire free economy with the government intervention. Following World War II, it was determined that government had to take a proactive role in economy, because World War II was very drastically changed our economy. So unemployment, business cycle, inflation, cost of money increased. That's why monetary policy as well as fiscal policy both were very important at that period of time. Fiscal policy is based on the theory of British economics Maynard Keynes. Who is the Maynard Keynes? Keynes was there. So fiscal policy was based on the Keynes and influence macroeconomic productivity and decreased level of tax and public spending. Like Keynes saw the Great Depression as a program of aggregate demand, and government spending could kick start the economy by increasing aggregate demand. So demand supply gap also describe about fiscal policy, and curb the inflation is very important. Okay, and US UK recession in 2008 we saw before. So Keynesian idea was a strong government economy, government like as a financial sector also. So two policies are there. One is the expansionary policy, and the second is the contradictory policy, contractionary policy. Contextionary policy. One is the expansionary policy, second one is the contractionary policy. So GDP, what is the GDP equals to C plus I plus G plus X minus M. This is the GDP, all about the how to measure the GDP. Then it is the C plus I plus G X minus M. So expansionary fiscal policy, this policy means people will have more money and their hand to like this policy is government can stimulate economy. It will increase the income, increasing the government purchase by reducing the taxes. An impact of the taxes cut is smaller than impact of the increase in the government expenditure, and there will be equilibrium. So increase in government purchase, like 100 crore, say 100 crore is there, this increase in expenditure comes from in invention and unplanned inventory reducing stimulate production and farm increase the output also. So that's why this policy is important. If there will be increase in government spending, then this will consumption will also increase, and if there will be consumption will also increase, then the equilibrium level of output will be the higher, and increase in the government purchase will be there, and consumption spending of the individual will be increased. By that, disposal income will be increased. Even net taxes will decrease, but the disposal income will be increased, and increasing the equilibrium income will higher, and the fiscal policy will works like multiplier effect in that. Now second will be the contractionary policy. Contractionary policy. What is the contractionary policy? This is when government increase taxation. Here is the taxes increasing. In expansionary policy there was decrease in taxation, but in the contractionary policy the increase in taxation. Okay, and reverse effect of expansionary policy will be there, and contractionary policy is used by government when economy is in boom. If there is a boom in economy, then government follow the contractionary policy, and there will be the high rate of inflation even. So to control this inflation and growth rapidly, government increasing the taxation in the economy, okay, and reducing the public spending will reduce the aggregate demand in the economy and should result in the lower rates of inflation. Now we are what going government wants like inflation should be controlled in second point. So this all about the short